thank you to our 3 sponsors for supporting our podcast. Johnny Russell's Art Caterers and Milltown Pies, who offer fantastic catering services, Alexander Grace Law, who provide modern and client-led legal services, and SPE Furnishings, who offer high-quality furnishings and electrical items at fantastic prices.
Hang on a minute, wait a minute. Just get me spray. Just in case there's going to be a lot of bullshit down here.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
I'll put my spray back now.
Order! Send more house to save the house. Come on, the house!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Housecast. We're joined tonight by a legend of the club, Brian Higgin, our wicket-keeper extraordinaire, pinch-hitting batter, and he's got lots of stories to tell us about his time playing and the people that he played with and everything around it. I've got 2 other people with us tonight. One is former first team captain and leading wicket taker, Jez Hope, and our current MD, Matt Stanning, as well. How are you going, MD? Oh, right, okay.
One second, he's saying 1 second. We're doing
All
sound.
right.
What's this one?
So, Jez, how's it going?
I've, I know it's no secret. We haven't been on this podcast for quite a while, and I've got to say, I've missed you.
Oh, that's really kind. I've missed you too. It was so nice seeing you the weekend.
Yeah, we had a quick 5 minute, but it was that, I don't know, what was it, about a 4 week where we were all in complete lockdown, no one's going anywhere. We had a list of like 6 or 7 people who wanted to help co-present the podcast, and we were doing 2 or 3, if not more, a week. And it was a really good crack, but, we did get a lot stacked up. So now we've stopped for the last fortnight. I've got to say, I have been missing it, but had a bit of a mishap today, but things will be fine. Yeah,
well, I did notice, Jez. It is funny you should say that. I think over that lockdown period, we had such a good time, researching stuff and talking to everybody and just talking amongst ourselves. And I think we actually, I love talking to everybody at the club, but I think I took it for granted when it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So when you're in that sort of situation, because if we didn't have the podcast, I think it'd be unlikely that we'd have had the amount of contact that we did.
Exactly, and also the research and the history that we talked about, and it come flooding back. Yeah, it has been, but c'est la vie. You lads have all got to get back to work and keep the country going. So yeah, it's all fine. But nearly chopped half of my finger off cutting some perspex today. But it'll be all right. It'll be all right.
What are you making?
Now, Joseph.
I can hear you now. Can hear you now, MD.
That technical glitch there. Apologies for that.
It's all right, not a problem. I'll just finish off with Jez and then I'll reintroduce you and I'll edit it all out. Some of the other bits. So Jez, what are you making?
I'm actually making a wooden record stand for all my records in my garage for the vinyls.
Brilliant.
Out of recycled pallets.
Fantastic.
How good's that?
Jez, don't clap your hands, be careful with that finger.
Oh, yeah.
And you're also showcasing one of our brand new hats as well. One of the hats.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get mine?
Yeah, go and get yours again.
Oh, hang on. Go and get mine.
What number are you, Jez?
399.
399. Brilliant. Great
I
stuff.
believe that Iggy's is 1 BC.
We'll say, let's guess what his number is.
I'm not going to be outdone. Let's get the caps up.
312. What's your number?
331.
Oh,
nice again.
I thought 312. Good effort. 399, me, Brian.
399.
How are you, guys?
399.
Right. I think.
Yeah. Just sneaked in with you, Brian, in that decade of.
Yeah, the decade and all. But
They're absolutely crap.
Coming on the other side. So what? Did you get it to measure so it could go over here? Come on. Bloody hell.
We actually
Bought one of those caps. I'm sorry.
it's all right, MD. Don't worry about it. They're really comfy. I like them.
Yeah, they are.
And it's a great idea having your actual official number as well, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. I think it's good.
Yeah.
They are great. So, yeah, other than that, Joe, not a great deal else. Walking and, keep doing the odd jobs. So that's me. That's what I'm up to.
And when you say not a great deal else, you are now a granddad, Jez.
Correct. Eddie Arthur. Yeah, born on the 2nd of July. Fantastic. Going round seeing him, as often as possible. Took him out for a walk on Sunday with Adam.
Brilliant.
Well, yeah, it's words can't describe it, Joe.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I mean, it must be. I mean, it must be so happy. It's incredible, isn't it?
It is. They're doing well. Yeah, Lauren's doing very well. Teddy's growing and he's back above his birth weight, looking great. So it's Adam's had to go back to work this week, which Salafi. That's I think he had 2 weeks off, but he's back at work this week. So they will find it tough, but get him down to cricket club, have a good walk around the field, and then look for the next generation coming through. We've got and then the next generation of know-your-olds.
I saw baby Jez on Sunday. Yeah, brilliant.
In other Hope news as well, Jez, we should congratulate Corey Hope, on his engagement as well.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic news. Really, really brilliant. So congratulations to Cos if he's listening. Fiance Becky.
That's it. Yeah, good on you.
MD, welcome to audio.
Thank you, Joe.
How's it going?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, enjoyed the cricket weekend. Nice to get back down there and see some bat and ball action.
Brilliant.
Absolutely. I think you said, MD, it's just nice to get out in the fresh air and watch something different, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is. I struggled with the football at first, with the no crowds and things, but to be honest with you, I've managed to get into it eventually. But yeah, just to get out and see some actual live action and what have you it was great. A couple of pints. What can you? What more could you want?
Brilliant.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Good stuff. And you're not a granddad yet, are you, Stanley? So that's all right.
Don't think so.
And what about you, Joe? How's it going because it's a couple of weeks now. I love hearing your stories of where you've been and what you've been up to.
Well, it's been an eventful couple of weeks. We've gone back training, as is well documented on the podcast. I've taken to lockdown okay, and I'm now emerging out. I'm now going into some shops. I've been to the butcher's. I've been to the corner shop, so that's okay. I've also started a new job as well, which has been a bit odd, to be honest with you, starting it in lockdown when you're sort of restricted of where you can go. So that's kept me entertained for a brief period of time.
Good. As long as you're getting out there and you're getting yourself ready for the cricket, that's good work, Joe.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's been probably the biggest help over this period of time. Yeah. The fact that I've gone down to the cricket club and I've seen people that I usually see all the time back playing a bit of cricket, and we've had a few nets and stuff, and things are starting to pick up. So hopefully the weather will hold. And we can get some cricket in and people can come down and watch and enjoy themselves at a safe distance.
Yes, at a very safe distance.
Especially to me. Yes. Because, Jess, I've taken to wicket keeping in a snood.
All right.
Like a mask. Because I'm very close to people.
Yeah.
So that was a bit odd.
Can I just put in here? Have you cut 2 eye holes in snoods and you can see what?
Thankfully, it only goes up to my nose.
Oh, right, Joe.
I'm not. I mean, it's not balaclava like I'm robbing a bank in the 70s?
No.
If he didn't have aisles, it might improve his performance, Brian.
Or will he just risk one eye?
Yeah.
Colin Milburn.
Colin Melbourne, yeah.
And there's another story.
Yeah,
Well-
I've got a good story for him.
I was going to ask, right. So our guest tonight doesn't actually, I would say, doesn't need an introduction. However, we shall give him one anyway. He played for over 4 decades in the first team. He is our second highest run scorer behind Blaise and in front of Stan. He's our leading wicket keeper in terms of victims. I mean, it can't be in anything else. You don't measure it on anything else, do you, Gay?
No.
So
Give him a clue now.
our guest tonight is the legend that is Brian Higgin. How are you, Iggy?
I'm fine. How's everybody? Okay. Good.
Yeah, good, Diggy. Great to have you on. Fantastic. We can't wait for this.
Well, thanks for having us, We have a couple of hours to spare. It's great.
Yeah.
So what have you been like in lockdown, Iggy? Has it been okay?
Not gone out 12 weeks. I've only been going out last couple of weeks. My
Right.
daughter's been doing the shopping. It's been great to get out cricket. I've been to Green Hill. Social distancing. Best thing was Saturday when I went up to the Lowerhouse when we were playing cricket with my good friend, Mr. Fairclough, where we went and tried Frank's COVID compliance pies. So it was good. It was good. Something similar to normal, what we normally do. So it was great. Absolutely great.
Oh, good stuff. That is it is starting to feel more normal, isn't it? But there's still little things that sort of highlight the fact that we're still in a sort of precarious position, I think.
Like this, we are so in different homes. Apart from that.
Yeah, apart from that, Iggy, we're sort of fine.
Yeah.
So we'll start from the beginning, Iggy. How did you start at Lowerhouse? What was it like at the time?
Hang on, let's have a look at one of my post-its. Right, there we
It was
go.
conscripted by Henry VIII.
No, it started in 1961. There was myself, Barry Bromley, and Jack Whittam. I'll go on to Jack because he ended up being a professional footballer, did Jack. He only played the odd season down here. So we joined. Barry brought me down. Barry took me down to early 61, the beginning of the season, 1961. So what would I be? 14. So I got introduced down there, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, did a bit of training, and then this guy came up to me called Jack Barraclough, which was the second team wicket keeper at the time. Anyway, just got chatting to him, and he said, what school do you go to? I said, Rose Grove, just on end. I said, I work just on end. What was technical, I don't know what it is now, but it was called Butterworths and Dickinson's. They made looms and engineering. He said, they're after some apprentices. I said, are they like? Anyway, I was leaving that July. Well, I was still playing cricket. We played for all of us, the lads who I've just mentioned, we all played for Rose Grove school together. We were a decent side. In fact, Jack Whittam, they were all frightened. He was the quickest bowler going at the time for a 14-year-old. He was sharp. He used to bowl everybody out for like 30. We'd only 30, get 40 every week. We won't Grove won't league. It was easy peasy. Anyway, my first team captain was Jack Solkeld. And he was Alan Sullers' uncle. And he was a landlord of the Wellington. Is it the Royal Dash now? Did it change its name to the Wellington pub?
Best Turkish kebab now, I'm afraid, again.
Well, I didn't know. It was there that we had. What used to happen is, we played cricket, practice, everything was great. But if there were talent money, what was called talent money. So if you got 50 in second team, you got 2 and 6, which is today 12.5p. And first team, you got 5 shilling, which is equivalent to 25 pence. And it applied if you got 50 or if you got 5 wickets. So you could do this aggregate. The first few games I was batting like number 8, 9, but I built an aggregate up. and I ended up getting to a six with a lot of money then, because it's only get boring, is it? It's just before me 15th birthday. The first team wicket keeper, which was Brian Bunting at the time, was going on holiday. So they gives me the nod. You'll be playing one game for the first. I would be 15 when this happened, because my birthday is up 4th of July. So like the weeks for the Burnley holidays. Prior to that, I'd gone on week before to that Butterworths and Dickens, and I thought, right, I'll see if they've got a job. Just walked into the gatehouse in them days. Have you got a job? Oh, I'll send somebody up. This big guy came up called Jimmy Shaw, who happened to be a big Lowerhouse supporter, which I didn't know at the time. Anyway, week before that, the Burnley Express and the Evening Telly got a whisper that I was going to play, and I'd be like 15-year-old, which then was the youngest ever wicketkeeper in the Lancashire League, not just Lowerhouse, in the Lancashire League. So they came to school, took some photos, and a bit embarrassing to go outside. And Jimmy Sharp come in, and he looked at me, said, "Are you that lad that's going to play for Lowerhouse?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Come in a fortnight, you've got a job." So that is a complete true story. He just said, "You've got a job, lad, come in a fortnight." I seen your photo it there. If I thought it were you, come in a fortnight. So because end of that week, we were going on Burnley Weights week. I think it was 7, round about second week in July. I get to my debut for first team. First team captain with a bloke called Leonard Drabble, but he weren't playing. So Wally Monk took over as captain, a bloke called Wally Monk. And I can always remember Leonard Drabble coming up to me. This will ring true later on in one of my stories. He said, "Right, you do realise you've got to be a very honest cricketer." I said, "Well, what do you mean, Leonard?" He said, "Well, if you touch the ball, you walk. We all walk." I said, "Right." I said, "Fair enough." He said, "If I find out you don't walk, you'll never play for Lowerhouse again." Right, so like trembling.
Well, we never won anything back then.
Wow. That's why I never got older. I walked up 99.
Yeah.
So I weren't giving out. So I made my debut against Enfield. I got one catch. Our pro was Basil Butcher, who batted 3 for West Indies. We were playing against Enfield, against Conrad Hunt, who batted 4 for West Indies. There was Seymour Nurse at Rammy. He played for West. I don't know where bats. I mean, I know a few, but I'm not going to go through them all. With an opening batter called Maxi Mahmood, the opening batter with Gonjos, and he got 100 plus in a row. He was a great batter. Still lives in. We should get hold of him. He's like before me. He lives in Mount Lockyer Avenue, I think. I'm not sure. Great innings. Great innings. Halfway through, going into his, I think, 20s, 30s, getting into his stride. So Butcher comes up to me, Basil Butcher boy, said, "Right, come up to wicket, you want to bowl?" He weren't a bowler. He never bowled. He said, "But I know this lad bats." He said, "So get up to wicket, will you?" So I'm there, stood up. I thought, what's he going to bowl? Me, little trundlers, Anyway, about 4th ball down, he nicked it, and it hit me glove, went up in air, and it stuck. You'll know what I mean, Joe.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They'll just seat him first time. So actually, my first victim were West Indian Test player, Conrad. So that made the Burnley Express as well.
So it's really funny that you said that, actually, because the first memory I have of playing in the first team was my first victim, which also was against Enfield.
Was it? So
yeah.
We could keep the stick together.
And mine was Adam Bracewell.
Oh, Adam Bracewell.
Yeah, stumped on 49.
Good, yeah.
And I can still remember it now. Remember it now, stumped off my brother. And it's funny how those moments really stick in your mind, I think, especially as a wicketkeeper, because I think you always remember the bad ones. I know I can remember.
Well, I've plenty. I could go through bad. We'd have to go on another hour.
But that first one's always memorable, I think.
It is. I can remember it, but I can't. I know I only got, I can't remember, might have got half a dozen. I didn't bat last, I batted about number 9. So, yeah, it was all right with an experience.
Right. So that game, I've got it here on the Lancashire League website. It was the 7th of July.
Yeah, I know it was second. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that game was played even before Blaise were born. I know
Was
it's
it?
that's difficult to
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. Old enough. Don't keep bloody plugging.
You were before I were born, but I'm just going to try and blag I'm younger than Blaise. But just, I mean, crikey, you can't. I'm probably asking a lot of you to get you to go back there. What was the ground like? What was the facilities like at the club? Can you remember?
They weren't over brilliant. But what I do remember was the amount of people that was on, right? And we're all, I mean, I'm like, I'd just gone 15 and my birthday 4th of July. So I was 15. Evening Telegraph were on, obviously, Burnley Express. What I did notice, you sat there and there were people like in the 20s coming up with autograph books, Jez.
Really?
With a picture cut out.
Yeah.
And
really?
you had to, honest, you had whole team, and we weren't a brilliant. We had to sign them all. I kept saying, there's 3 of mine for one of Roland Harrison's.
Yeah.
You know, you can,
yeah, but that's that.
So, you know, I used to do a good sale. Yeah,
that's what the Lancashire League was held in back in those days. Was the dressing room where it is now, or were you at the other side of the ground?
I think. You know, Jez, I can't remember. No. I just honestly can't remember.
No, it don't matter.
It wasn't where it is now. That's the definite. Right. It might have been. You know where the clubhouse is? Yeah. Just round the cut. Just move round from that on the corner.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think it was there. And you like a little bit of a balcony. You say people coming up, or you know, you felt like, you know, It must
have been fantastic. And going through that, you know, you're looking at that side, even 58 years ago, Sutcliffe, you've mentioned about Mahmood, the Pro Butcher, Devon.
How many did Maxie get? Have you got it there? I know he got
123 not out.
No, can't remember him being out, but obviously, yeah.
You must have battered with him. J. Devon, was that Graham Devon's dad?
Yeah. John Devon. No, I don't know. Might have been brothers. They were generally Monks, Drabbles, Devons, Wades. They're all connected to the club. That obviously Peter Wade was probably. I'll go into that later. One of the first team photos are on were with. I think what year? Well, 64 when I played. Well, my first 3 quarters of season, because again I got another retirement. Brian Bunting in May, middle of May, said, I'm thinking of giving up. So I got a chance. So I look at the second team wicketkeeper, Jack Barraclough, that gave up. I was at the right place at the right time, Jez.
Yeah. Well, no, you've got to have the ability to get in the side there, Brian. It just interesting when you look at that. Peter Wade played, Jack Stott played, and Eddie Slinger played for Enfield. He got 50 out. And it looked like we battered them. We were 212 in 39 overs. They were 137 in 32.
I can't remember that Enfield match. Are you on about that?
Yeah. No, it was drawn actually. It must have been time.
I can't.
8 balls per over, and it was obviously time cricket.
I'll mention my 99 as it.
Yeah, please do.
So it was the windiest day I have ever played cricket. Heavy bails won't stop on. We played without bails. Because Azzy is highest ground in the league, isn't it? It's not Baker, it's Azzy. Believe it or not, Azzy's the highest ground in the league. So we played at the Pro with Stephen Jones, and it was a bowler's nightmare. Come running up, you were getting full tosses, and then you get one winded blow, and you pitch it halfway down wicket. They got 230 odd, and it might have been empty. One opening batter's got 92. He got out on 92. I don't know if it was Knowlesy, but I can't remember. But it was one of them anyway. So,
what year was this, Brian?
1980.
1980.
3rd of May.
Okay.
1980.
I'm glad you've got them there. I mean, I've got these notes here, and I don't know which one it's on. So, yeah. So, obviously, from back then, I was getting these long lots of $half. You don't think about it. It gets into 90s. I get to 99. Look, when Knowlesy. And Knowlesy, I have a photo of this, Knowlesy come up, he said, have you ever had 100, Brian? I said, no, never had 100, right? So he put everybody by one on leg side. I have a photo, and I have a photo, a black and white photo, that somebody took, and it shows it. Oh. So I come bowling up, chalky white wicket keeper, and obviously the bowler told, said, just bowl it side off stump. So he did do. So I thought, I'll just lazy, because I like to lay cut, I thought, I'll just run it down, and I feathered it. Only me, a wicket keeper knew, and I just walked. An umpire looked at me, said, you didn't take that, did you? I said, yeah, but it was just a natural thing, because when I touched it, I walked. I mean, going back now, I should have not walked, got the one, because I don't think many people have got 100 in, had they, Jez?
No, definitely not. No.
So I thought, well, in the 80s, so I think maximum move at last.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, but I automatically walked. The reason was Leonard Drabble in the early days told me. I know it wouldn't have mattered then, but I just walked. And I'll believe it or not, the umpires knew you if you did a walk. So if you like, you know, you went at it, it flicked your arm or flicked your thing and I didn't walk, it was just not out. It worked both ways. I want to change what I'd have done. I say, in retrospect, on that 99, I should have done. Just going back to the last match where I needed runs to be runner-up, Lily opened bowling. He'd been 19-year-old then, just on verge of he hadn't been selected. He hadn't been teamed up with Thompson, you know, Lily. He hadn't been teamed up with him then. And anyway, he comes airing him. This was first ball, short, sharp. And I never ducked, I swayed out, tried to sway out where. Ducked the odd time, which I had to do, but I used to sway. And it flicked me collar. I had my back out there, and it flicked me collar. Every man and his dog went up. So umpire, not out. He comes marching down wicket, but I mean, so I marched wicket, met him halfway, looked up at him, he was a big lad. And he said, you touched that? I said, no, I didn't. I didn't swear. So he goes back and he said, I bet you won't effing touch this one. Anyway, so I'm not joking. So he comes airing in, short again, and I swayed and I thought, it's following me. Seriously, Joe. And it smacked, how it didn't break now, it smacked me right in my lip chest. I thought, don't go down. Do not go down. So I didn't go down. I get up and he stood at middle of wicket again, his Lily. I marches down to him. I suppose you didn't take that. And some of the expletives. I said, look, I've been hit with harder bowlers than you. Anyway, I went back to the other end and I dropped to my bloody knee. You can ask for it. It was like an archery board. Blue, green, had a mark. I mean, I had a mark in my chest. And all credit to the blow. I'm sat at the bar and he come over and this arm comes on my shoulder. And it was Lily. All right. I said, yeah. And we got chatting and what have you. Bought me a pint, but that's how it works, guys, weren't it?
Yeah.
I forgot off field, I had a good chat with him. Yeah. He'd a beard, he'd like a long beard down here, and 19-year-old, but I thought, right. And when I saw he got selected for Australia, I'm again, the hell that Lily's got selected. Said they'll whack him all over. What a save, you know. They teamed him up with Thompson, the best history. So they were all right after the match, but played to win, didn't it? You know, I was sore for I don't know. I do not know how it didn't break something. I'm not joking. I'll tell you what, I've wore this since my father died. It's a little medal, first medal I ever got, 1927, and it hit that.
Yeah.
It hit me, honest. Lucky I haven't got name imprinted on. So, oh, it's gospel. In fact, when we see it, when it's COVID's finished, I'll show you. Then. It made the bulge wore it around my neck, you know. So. First time I caught him with Maureen. And my dad took her on to Todmorden to watch. This is a cracker then.
What date's this?
My dad, it'd be, well, I got married in 70. Could be 68, 69. I don't know. I got a collection, big crowd on. It could have been a cup match. I got 70 odd anyway. And they used to collect the money in socks, didn't they? You bought a round and you did sweaty socks and that. I gets me round and I takes these socks over to Maureen. I didn't know, they just took the money out of the sock for the round. I didn't know how much I had. She takes it home and she checked it and it was double my wage. Seriously, it was double my wage, and we bought some carpets for house with. That's you can't imagine, can you, Jeff?
No, so that's double your weekly wage. So
Well, I got Lucas, and I got something like 50 quid. I won 25 quid a week. Yeah. At Lucas.
That game, you got 75, Iggy.
They were 70 something.
Yeah, 1st of June, 1969.
I don't know who pro were. Yeah, I got married in 70. Yeah.
Our pro was Des Sparks.
I know our pro, but who
and their pro was Rushdie Maget.
No wonder I got sent it. Yeah, I don't know who we played for or anything like that. I got older. I can't remember if he was a spinner or not. No, I don't think he were a medium pace.
Yeah, medium pace. It says here.
Yeah, medium pace that bowl decent bat. Stanley have mentioned a few of the four pals, but with one at Todd. Don't ask me the year. But the pro were a really good batter, and it was damp. I mean, we wouldn't have played. We would not have played now, right? We wouldn't have played. And throwing were horrendous, absolutely. It was bouncing in front of me and all, and I'm having a go. Stand like throwing a bit. You were bouncing twice, and I thought this pro, the pros at the bowler's end, and it won the hammer right to one of our fielders. I don't know who it were, and pro set off. Right, they throw ball in, and I thought it's going to be a cracker. This right over the top of stumps. I got him, and I lost my balance. And I ended up aquaplaning head first through wickets, and it went for 4 over the front. I thought, I used to tell you, sure, because I had to dig that many holes. Let me dig an hole again. I've been berating them all day, and all the decent throw they did, and with this late, they mowed the wicket down. And then I don't like fines for going there. I know he fined me at Todd. Well, what I used to do, I used to give him a fine and say, "Let me know when it's done," because you know what Stanley like, just fine me for me and Holmes. Used to get the run to me. So he was throwing it again about throwing, and fine leg, third man specialist was Stan. And he's throwing this in, and it must have bounced 3 times, right? And what I had then, had arthritis. We're playing squash. I had arthritis in my wrist, so well one of them copper, for rheumatic and all this and that. Anyway, you should keep my mouth shut. So I said, "Bloody hell, Stan!" I said, "I have a copper bracelet round my hand, and I've got a damaged hand." He said, "Well, why have you got a copper bracelet around your head?" 50p, straight in the boot. Yeah. I've got them stalled. I won't go on because there's loads of them. And
go on, Brian, tell us.
I'm sat in the dressing room. I used to like to get everybody, didn't you? Like to sit in your own place, didn't you? Away and whatever. So I get him got installed. First there, I'm sorting myself out. Maureen with her reading a book. So Stan comes up. I sees he has a word with her, right? So he comes in, 50p again. I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "What have I done? I'm looking round. What have I done? It was scorching outside. It was a really hot day. I said, why have you, what's 50p for? He said, "Your wife's reading Mist Over Pendle, and it's hottest day here." 50p.
You got fine.
I couldn't believe it. Absolutely could not. Could not believe it. And he'll have told you about the who were Curtic Pro. I think you played this when I'm 4 victims. There were thousands on. I could hear money rattling in pocket. I thought I've got to get another one here. Anyway, I forget it. Hit it straight up in air. But it was quite windy and it was coming down behind bowler. So I said, man, set off. I set off. Fast as I could, got under it. Brilliant. I made it, I got under it, and at the last minute it swerved. Just caught me on toe and went for 4. It hit me on toe and went to boundary for 4. Oh no, dig an hole. Get an hole done.
Yeah, I can remember that, Higgin. That was Nelson away, and you got fined for wicket keeping in steel toe sector boots.
That's it, yeah. I got done again, you know. I used to go. Ended up season after giving him a tenner. So let me know when that's. You know, I got to dig up from the 5. Yeah, we all had fun. We should have been a bit more serious, but it all went to club and, you know. Yeah. I think he's still got them fine books. I mean, they wouldn't make sense to half some people. They wouldn't know the names were, you know. So, you know.
What have you any more stories? Can you remember the game at Rishton when you, Scotty, and Stan were involved?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you a true story. Right.
You tell us true.
Stan will have told you know. He'll have embellished it.
He has embellished it.
So yeah. So. I don't know whether I opened. You'll have to check. I don't know whether I opened or not. I know it ends up Stan's in with me. Again, weren't fit to play. It were. I don't know whether Rishton were in for something or not. I don't know. And so we decided to play. I said, look, the fielders can't turn around here. They cannot turn around. It's a 1 nearly every time, so we'll go. So I hit the ball, and it was just wider cover. And Stan sets off. No! I said, no. Stan, he went like, trying to stop, trying to turn around in a bigger turning circle than Queen Mary. Honestly, I'm not joking. It couldn't get round. Anyway, he's run out with my number. You know, I thought, oh, dearie me. Anyway, shortly after, I'm looking, I see skylight open. And I see these sandwiches jettisoning in the middle of the car park. So I thought, oh, what the hell. Anyway, I get in. I said, Biggie. Stan said, you teased it middle of the car park. I said, no, it didn't. I said, it's in my bag. Well, who got it? We're looking all round for this tea. I said, yes, it's in middle of yours. In the car park. I think he got a bit mad, did, and threw yours out. He said, a man, mistake.
That is what happened. That's the truth. Stan didn't have that bit because you used to do that. I remember, Brian.
Yeah.
Of tomfoolery, you would, because you'd open batting, you'd be wicket keeping.
Well, yeah. Well, I remember tomfoolery, yeah.
And then you'd make sure you got your butties and put them in.
Yeah, well, I remember Mirrorgate well.
Yeah, Mirrorgate, yeah. I don't know what went on there.
Yeah. When I went home, I tell you, I wouldn't have minded, but I'm looking at the wall, where this mirror were, and there was like a white mark where, you know, how it fades, and I still didn't twig it. I went home, I thought, bloody hell, my bag's out there, my neck was bulging, you had to carry it from the, you know what they were like at Chamber, to the car park at the thing. Anyway, I get home, what the mirror it, but just a good fit, that, Jay. I knew you did it. Good, Jay, didn't you, Jay? So I said, oh, this is embarrassing. She said, well, I said, I'm not taking that back. So Maureen ended up taking it back to Wacky, not me. I said, I'm not going back with that.
It just fits in. It was Tony Woodworth, that.
Yeah, yeah. Can I just say, on a serious note, I just learned out today, a very good friend of mine died, John Richard, Burnley wicketkeeper.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Up 19th, I mean. Yeah, good friend. Really good friend, yeah.
John, Brian, you'll have played against John. Have you any...
Yeah, well, I used to, when in the bad old days, the dark old days, Me and John were good friends. He learnt me a lot, though he was the Burnley wicket keeper. We used to go out for a pint, me and his good lady and Maureen. We used to go to Wistone, one of the pubs at Wistones, and every Thursday night. So, yeah, a sad loss.
Yeah,
I'll just leave it at that.
Order! Send more house to save the house.